Nothing good ever happens on a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday night. That should have been my first clue. Nothing good ever happens on a Tuesday. Just the dull weight of the week pressing in, dragging everyone down. I was lying on our bed, scrolling through emails I didn't care about, when I heard the shower turn on again. Her second shower of the day. That struck me. Marissa had never been a fan of cleanliness for cleanliness' sake. She was more of a shower every other day, unless I worked out or saw people kind of woman. 2 showers in one day? That wasn't her. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and keep watching, because the best part's coming up next. I sat up slowly, glancing around the room, and that's when I saw it. Her handbag was on the chair near the dresser, looking like a piñata that had exploded. Zipper undone, contents strewn across the floor, lipsticks, receipts, travel-sized deodorants, and what looked like the entire toiletries aisle of a Walgreens. Normally, I wouldn't touch her things. Her purse was sacred territory, but something felt off. And I thought I'd do the considerate thing. Pick it all up, make the mess go away before she spiraled into one of her stress-cleaning episodes at midnight. That's when I found it. My hand brushed against something cold, metallic, smooth, sleek, a silver tube with Japanese writing etched down the side. Small, discreet, the kind of thing you'd think was tech if it didn't look so out of place. I turned it over under the bedside lamp, and the light caught the lettering just right. It looked expensive. Not the sort of thing you grab with gum and tissues at the checkout. Curiosity won. I opened Google Translate, scanned the characters. Premium men's personal lubricant, long-lasting. My stomach dropped. Not ours, not unisex, men's. It was half empty. I sat frozen, that ridiculous little silver tube in my hand. The weight of it, both literal and metaphorical, settled into my bones. Marissa and I didn't use lube often. When we did, it was whatever was on sale at the pharmacy. But this was deliberate. This was intimate. This wasn't for me. The shower was still going. I could hear her humming, some pop song, carefree. Like nothing was wrong. Like she wasn't systematically setting fire to the life we'd built. I looked over at her tablet, glowing softly on the desk. The screen hadn't locked yet. A folder titled Groceries sat front and center. I blinked. Marissa never used grocery apps. She made me drive across town just to find a specific brand of marinara once. I tapped the folder. Inside, just one app. Something anonymous. Generic icon, no label. I opened it. The chat thread lit up instantly. The name at the top, Leo. No last name, just a shadowy profile picture. I didn't have to scroll far. Thursday again? Got the room at the Marriott. Bring the silver one, makes everything hotter. Can't wait to do what your husband never could. I couldn't breathe. I kept reading. Message after message, pictures, room numbers, inside jokes. Weeks, months, every late night at work, every girl's night, all explained in crisp, digital betrayal. The world tilted. I stared at that stupid, shiny tube again, my hand now steady, calm, like I had crossed a line inside myself. Something had broken. Or maybe, snapped into clarity. I got up, walked to the kitchen, and pulled out the super glue I'd bought last month to fix a broken drawer. With a surgeon's care, I unscrewed the top of the silver tube and filled it with adhesive until it overflowed. Then I wiped it clean. Pristine. Just as she left it. The water stopped. The bathroom door creaked open. Marissa emerged wrapped in a towel, hair damp and glossy. skin flushed. She smiled. "Hey, babe, you look tired?" She walked into the kitchen, came back holding a glass of milk. "Drink this. You've got that early meeting tomorrow, right?" "Right." The meeting I'd casually mentioned, that she filed away for tonight's escape. I took the glass, sipped, just enough. "You're the best," I said, smiling. "Love you." She kissed my forehead. And I waited. Like what you see? Click like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned. Let's keep going. I lay in bed, faking sleep, timing my breaths with hers. She waited too. She was good. Professional level deceit. At 12:45 a.m., she slipped out of bed. I heard her pick up the silver tube. She left. 20 seconds later, I was out of bed and moving quietly through the apartment. I cracked the door, peeked down the hall. There they were. Leo was tall, athletic, everything I wasn't. They kissed like teenagers, all hands and heat. I followed them, barefoot, silent, to the 4th floor. Apartment 4C, directly above our guest room. I pressed my ear to the door, heard the zipper, the laughter, and then, "What the hell, Leo? What is this? Why can't we?" Marissa's voice was panicked. 30 seconds of silence. Then chaos, water running, slamming, panic growing. They were stuck, bonded by a glue meant to fix drawers, but instead, it had rewritten the definition of intimate disaster. 40 minutes later, the wail of an ambulance echoed through the building. I slipped back into bed, smiling in the dark. The next morning, she came home looking like she'd walked through fire, pale, hollow-eyed, sore. "There was a client emergency," she mumbled. "You look like you fell down a flight of stairs," I replied. "Rough night?" She winced. "Just back pain from work. I need to lie down." I watched her limp to the bedroom. At 2 p.m., Leo showed up. Shirt wrinkled, face haunted. He looked like the punchline to a joke no one wanted to hear. "Is Marissa here? We need to talk." I let him in, sat across from them as they spoke in broken, terrified code. After he left, I began phase 2. Dinner. Lamb skewers dusted with ghost pepper, garlic prawns so spicy they could burn through steel, and chili crab, the kind that required a waiver at the restaurant. She took one bite, then another. Her face went still, pale, then red, then green. "I think the medication's making me sick," she choked out. I nodded. "Must be." Later, I offered her recovery ointment. She slathered it on without thinking. 10 minutes later, the scream started. Capsaicin cream, industrial strength, the kind used in pepper spray. By morning, we were at the hospital. Dr. Martinez looked grim. "There's been tissue damage from yesterday's incident, combined with chemical burns. We need to operate to prevent necrosis." Necrosis. Tissue death. She went pale, then numb. 3 hours later, the surgery was complete. She wouldn't recover fully. Function would be impaired. While she lay in recovery, I visited my lawyer. When I returned, I placed the manila envelope on her hospital tray. "Divorce papers. You get nothing. House, accounts, custody, all mine." "You can't do this," she whispered. "I already have. Unless you want the court to see all of this. Leo, the sedation, the app in your grocery folder." Her hand shook as she reached for the papers, then tore them in half. I pulled another set from my briefcase. "I brought extras." She stared at me, then laughed. Dry, hollow laughter. "You think he was the only one? You think Leo was the first? I blinked. There were others? Lots of them. You had no idea. And you think you're the clever one. That night, I checked her tablet again. Not just Leo. Dozens of encrypted conversations, hidden apps, a network, an entire subculture of married people trading secrets and rendezvous. Some were using stolen money, company cards, fake IDs. I reported it. Police, FBI, everything. A week later, the network was gone. Accounts frozen. Arrests made. Someone filmed Marissa's ambulance incident. It went viral. Her friends vanished. Her job let her go quietly. Leo lost everything. His fitness career, sponsorships, reputation. When he tried to extort her for $20,000, it ended in a public fight. He pushed her. The cops came. Both were arrested. The custody hearing? A formality. Marissa wept in court, hands cuffed, face hollow. The judge didn't even hesitate. I kept the house, the savings, our son. She got 18 months. Leo got 2 years. A text buzzed from Detective Morrison as I poured myself a glass of scotch. Case closed. Sometimes justice doesn't come in a courtroom. Sometimes it arrives in the form of a silver tube, a quiet Tuesday night, and a man finally realizing that love isn't always enough. Sometimes it takes losing everything to find your peace. You know, it's easy to say what he did was petty. But if you've ever had your trust shattered, you know, revenge isn't always about cruelty. Sometimes it's about reclaiming your power. This wasn't just a man trying to get even. It was a man making sure he was never lied to again, never treated like an afterthought. And yeah, maybe it was over the top. Maybe it was cold. But betrayal doesn't ask for grace. It demands a response. And in his case, that response was surgical, poetic, and unforgettable. If that story hit you like it hit me, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Was it justice, or did he go too far? Let's talk about it.